Happy New Year, everyone. I'm back again to talk to you about a little message that Spirit wants me to get out there about humility. Back in August of 2019, I was doing a study of the Magnificent Seven, the seven spirits of God, which is mentioned in Isaiah 11 too. And I was in a particular time period, I was working 21 days. Learning about the spirit of revelation, which I also call the spirit of knowledge. I also know this aspect of spirit as the spirit of intimacy, to know him and be known by him, because the spirit of revelation reveals himself to us, and things about ourselves are revealed or laid bare to our Creator. And during this time that I was studying about the spirit of revelation, I had a vision that Spirit gave me a key. The head of the key was shaped like a pelvic bone, and the key branch itself, not sure what that part's called, but that part was a spinal column. And then it kind of morphed into a scepter that you would see a king or queen hold. And then again, the vision morphed and changed back into the pelvic spinal key, and it was hanging on the cross. And I heard Spirit say, unless a man dies, he produces no seed. And we know that we are his seed and his inheritance. And, what I was thinking was that I had woken up that night because there was a really heavy thunderstorm and a lot of heavy rains. And I had gone straight into this vision. But after I saw all of these things, I heard Spirit say to me, the mystery of the hip. And so it led me on a study about the hip, and the Lord started to show me in the book that talks about Jacob's relationship with the Lord. He was getting ready to go through something really tough in his life, and he was getting ready to meet up with his brother Esau. And that was the night that he spent at Peniel, where he wrestled with God. And one of the things I was thinking about, I was pondering and contemplating like our walk with the Lord and how our life's path and how the hip is the supporter of the weight in our life. And Jacob's hip was dislocated by the angel of the Lord. That's the Lord's angel, the Lord himself. His hip was dislocated and he had to walk with a limp. And it was hard for him to carry the weight of his own walk. He had to walk in humility after that encounter. And Spirit started to show me about Jacob's life, and that his encounter with the Lord, the angel of the Lord, actually gave him more strength, and yet it actually removed his strength. It caused him to walk with a limp. When you've got a limp, you can't really be walking with swagger and being prideful. You think of the verse, pride goes before a fall. So when I said this out loud, these things, I was speaking to the Lord, what he was showing me. He said, you got it. Walk humbly before your God, he said. And he also said to me, Jacob, have I loved? And I remember he didn't complete the sentence, but there is a saying, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. I think Spirit was trying to show me that if we are continually walk in pride and are arrogant, we think that we know everything, we've learned everything that there is to learn, we walk in a way that's just ugly. We look down our noses at people, we're very critical of them. If we walk in that manner, the Lord hates it. But if we walk humbly before our God and we take the path that Jacob took, and we wrestle with God at times, but ultimately he wins out in the end. So sometimes the Lord will do things in our path, and people might look at us like, oh, look at them. Look at the way they walk, limping around. They look so fragile and weak. But what they don't realize is that there actually is strength to this humility. And this is the path that will lead us to rule and to reign with Him when we walk humbly before our God.